The Houston Texans are not just trending upward, they are exploding into a new era that nobody saw coming. A year ago, this team was a question mark. Today, they look like a contender shaping into a top 5 threat in the AFC. What is fueling this rise is not hype, it is a string of moves and performances that flip the entire outlook of the franchise. The shocking part is how quickly it has all come together, and how much of it revolves around one simple word: control. Control is exactly what CJ Stroud showed in the preseason. Every snap looked like it belonged to him. He was calm, precise, and surgical, hitting 6 of 8 with a touchdown to Nico Collins, while the offense looked unstoppable in rhythm. Behind him, Nick Chubb returned from questions about his health with 25 yards on 5 carries in just 2 drives, proving that Houston's backfield still carries firepower. This is not the Texans team that used to survive on hope. This is a group built on tempo, rhythm, and balance. And the scary thing is they have only scratched the surface. But here's the twist. The offensive line, once the biggest weakness, suddenly looks like the secret weapon. Names that outsiders barely knew are now standing tall, moving defenders and keeping their quarterback untouched. That foundation changes everything, because with Stroud operating in comfort and runners finding daylight, Houston has the chance to control entire games from the opening whistle. The bigger question is how this new rhythm actually works, and what kind of identity it gives the Texans' offense heading into the season. That is where we go next. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Texans and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. The Houston Texans offense hits like a drumline. It keeps the pace high, then slows to bait a defense, then snaps back with a punch. Rhythm and balance are not buzzwords here. They are the plan that turns early downs into scoring chances and forces defenses to guess. The twist is how simple it feels on the surface while every piece moves with purpose underneath, which is why drives look calm and heavy at the same time. Nick Caley builds the menu around clean rules. Inside runs set the anchor, quick game keeps the chains honest, then the screen game punishes over pursuit. Cole Popovich has the line talking as one, which is why the first unit posted 0 pressures in that look and gave the backs daylight. Ben McDaniels has the perimeter blocking tuned, so those screens hit like mini runs, and when safeties creep, play action snaps the ball over their heads. It is a system that rewards patience on first down and aggression the moment a defender leans the wrong way. All of that only works if the person with the ball owns the tempo, the checks, and the cadence. That is where the story turns next, because the voice that sets this beat is the quarterback. The way he guides protections, flips plays at the line, and keeps the unit calm is the real edge. How he does it, and why it changes the ceiling of this team, is up next in QB leadership. The Houston Texans just found the rare edge every contender needs, a quarterback who bends the game to his plan. CJ Stroud does not chase chaos, he removes it. He looks to the sideline, changes the picture with a calm voice, and the entire stadium slows down while the defense guesses wrong. The twist is not the throw you see, it is the quiet command you miss in real time, the way he owns cadence, eyes, and timing before the snap ever leaves the turf. What nobody is talking about is how his control turns small gains into long drives. He shifts protections so free rushers never arrive, tags a route so Nico Collins gets inside leverage, then uses a shot to Christian Kirk only when the shell tilts. The rookie Jaden Higgins becomes a field stretcher because the ball arrives before the break. Dalton Schultz and Cade Stover become chain movers because the spacing is right and the ball is out on rhythm. It is not flash for a highlight, it is steady pressure that wears out a defense by the fourth quarter. But here is the twist that could raise the ceiling again. The front office just added a piece that fits this voice, a tight end who can block in traffic and leak into space when Stroud flips the look. If the room locks in around that role, the red zone plan changes and short yardage gets easier. That move is not noise, it is a clue, and it leads straight into the first trade story that set this new identity in motion. The Houston Texans made a move that felt like a quiet headline at first, then hit like a jolt. Nobody expected the tight end room to get stronger and smarter in one swing, but that is exactly what happened. The shock is not just the name, it is the timing, because this addition came right when the roster needed a reliable third tight end who can hold a block and slip free in space. It looks simple from the outside, but the ripple is real. Houston received Harrison Bryant and a 5th-round pick from Philadelphia and sent John Mechie III and a 6th. That swap solves a need and improves draft position in one pass. The fit is clean. Dalton Schultz stays the main option, Cade Stover grows into his role, and Bryant slots as the steady third. He has done the dirty work in Cleveland and Las Vegas, he understands leverage in short areas, and he gives you that red zone leak that turns a heavy look into 6 points without forcing the ball. Here is why this might change everything on key downs. With Bryant sealing on the edge or slipping into the flat, the call sheet opens for goal line and third and short, and defenses have to guess wrong more often. The best part is that this was only one piece of the puzzle. There was another move in the trenches that flipped the tone up front, and it could change the starting five. That surprise is next in the Ed Ingram story. The Houston Texans pulled a move that looks small on the ticker and huge on the field. Ed Ingram arrived with modest buzz, then his play turned quiet talk into real stakes. The twist is in the numbers: an 88.8 overall in preseason grading, a 90.2 run block mark that flashed real power, and a 100% pass block efficiency that tells you the pocket stayed clean when it mattered. This is not noise. This is a guard winning snaps with strength, feet, and calm hands. His fit makes the front five feel stable. Jake Andrews handles the calls, Laken Tomlinson sets the tone on the left, and Ingram brings a sturdy right side that kills twists before they start. That balance changes how Nick Caley can call early downs, because inside runs now land with force, and play action gains teeth without asking the quarterback to wait on chaos. It looks simple on the broadcast, but it takes trust to pass a stunt, climb to a backer, and keep the lane clean for the back to hit daylight. Here is where the ripple gets interesting. A stronger interior gives Houston more freedom with personnel, which means the roster debate shifts from panic to preference. If the run game is this firm, do you carry a seventh wide receiver, or do you invest that spot in another defender or lineman? The answer lives in the next chapter: a wide receiver room with real decisions and only one final seat. The Houston Texans face a real roster choice at wideout that could shape the entire season. Nico Collins is the anchor, Christian Kirk brings polish, Jalen Noel adds speed, and rookie Jaden Higgins gives fresh size on the boundary. Xavier Hutchinson keeps forcing his way into the plan with steady work. That leaves a final spot that comes down to what the staff values most right now: return skills with Braxton Berrios or veteran trust with Justin Watson. The catch is simple but heavy. If you carry 7, you gain flexibility for tempo sets and special teams, but you must take a body from another room. If you carry 6, you protect depth elsewhere and bet on health while Tank Dell works back from injury. Berrios offers field position wins and quick game answers. Watson brings timing and frame for red zone throws and late game outs. Both fit clean roles, yet the build can only tilt one way. Choosing the number at receiver is really a choice about the whole roster. Add one more wideout and you might trim a corner, a safety, or the 9th lineman. Hold the line at 6 and you pour resources into a defense that already looks ready to close games. That leads to the next chapter, because the real power in Houston might be the unit that rotates in waves and never slows down, the defense that turns close games into wins. The Houston Texans are shaping a defense built on depth and steady pressure, where fresh waves up front, disciplined linebackers, and a sharp secondary deliver stops from start to finish. Against Carolina, they held the Panthers to 1 of 10 on third down and just 3.6 yards per play, while collecting 2 sacks and 2 interceptions. With Will Anderson Jr., Denico Autry, Derek Barnett, and Sheldon Rankins leading a deep rotation, plus playmakers like E.J. Speed, Azeez Al-Shaair, Henry To'oTo'o, and rookie Jalen Smith making an impact, the unit looks prepared to close games without relying solely on stars. That depth gives coordinator Matt Burke the freedom to keep dialing pressure and forces roster decisions between loading up the defense or preserving extra spots on offense heading into Week 1 against the Rams. Now it is your move. Grade both trades right now and tell me if they lifted this roster to true contender level. Choose 6 or 7 at wide receiver and pick the final seat between Braxton Berrios and Justin Watson. Finally, drop your call on the big question that will follow us into Week 1. Is Houston already a top 5 team in the AFC, or do they still have one more move to make?